So in today's session, we are going to discuss about methods in Java. So what are the methods in Java? So in the earlier classes, when we are discussing about the class, so when you are discussing about the class in Java, so class holds variables and methods. So variables are nothing but the properties of your mobile phone, properties of your laptop. So laptop is your class name and laptop is an object. So that's why we call class as a blueprint of an object. So when coming to these methods, so methods are nothing but the actions that are performed. Please mute yourself. Methods are nothing but those are the actions performed which related to the variables. So if you want to print any sysout statements or if you want to utilize the variables, nothing but the containers where you are storing the data. So yes, of course, you can perform n number of actions using the properties. So nothing but with the help of the property of your mobile phone. So what is the property of your mobile phone? It holds 8 GB RAM. So with the help of the 8 GB RAM, you can download n number of applications, apps, games. You can download whatever the things that you want. So likewise, you can perform n number of actions which includes the same property. So if I taken down 10 methods, in that 10 methods also, yes, of course, it allows you to utilize the variable a. Int a is equal to 10. So now I can call int a in any of the method which I want. So based on the logic and based on the requirement, you will call those things. And now when coming to these methods, we can take down the definition as a method is a block of code grouped together to perform a certain task. A block of code grouped together to perform a certain task. It might be any task. So in the earlier stages, yes, of course, you have performed tasks to print the data on the console or the terminal. Int I is equal to 10, int j is equal to 20, like that. So likewise, you have used n number of logics to print. You grouped sysout statements. So 4 to 6 sysout statements you have grouped together in a block and you have printed the output on the terminal, saying 10, 20, 30, 40 or hi, hello, hello world. Yes, of course, you have done a number of operations and actions. So when coming to this statement, you can take down, it is a block of code grouped together to perform a certain task. So when coming to this group together, so I just want to inform you that curly brackets opened and closed. So you are aware of. So whenever in the Java program, if you are opening the curly brackets, you must and should close the curly brackets. So most of the people who are freshers, so don't know about this curly bracket syntax. So whenever you have opened the curly brackets of the class, you need to close the curly brackets of the class. If you are opening the method curly bracket, you need to close that method curly bracket. So in your Visual Studio Code, if this curly bracket was showing red color, that means you have taken it an extra curly bracket, or if you are missing an curly bracket. So that's the thing. So for each and every method, there will be a curly bracket. So where you will perform entire sentences or entire logic or action that need to be performed on the terminal. Yes, of course, you are gonna take down in this block. So why we call it a method as a block is nothing but we are grouping this thing with the help of the curly brackets. You might take down n number of lines, but they are grouped together with these curly brackets. Nothing but the class holds curly brackets open and curly brackets closed. In that curly brackets, you are passing variables and methods, and they are all grouped together. How is that possible? Nothing but you have opened the curly bracket of the class and you have closed at the bottom. And in between these curly brackets, you are taking down int a is equal to 10 or public static void main and all. You are not taking down out of the box. Out of the box is nothing but out of this curly bracket. So now, when coming to the syntax for writing a method, so let us take down the syntax for writing a method. When coming to the syntax, so you will hold access modifier in the first place. In the first place, you will take down the access modifier, and then you will take down the static or non-static. And in the third place, you will take the return type. And the fourth place, you will take the method name. Might be any method name that you want, method name. And you open the parenthesis bracket opened and closed. And in this parenthesis brackets, yes, of course, you will pass the parameters. And then curly bracket open and curly bracket closed. So this will be the syntax. And you need to remember each and everything. Access modifier, you need to know about what is an access modifier. And yes, of course, in the next classes, yes, of course, I will take down these access modifiers more briefly. And then you need to know about the static and non-static. Yes, of course, you are all aware of what is the static. Int I is equal to 10. Non-static, for non-static there will be no keyword. So if you mention static, yes, of course it was static. If you are not mentioning static, of course it is the non-static thing. Don't think that like we are taking down static int I is equal to 10. So don't think that you need to write non-static int j is equal to 20. It was not possible. So if you are not taking down this static keyword, then automatically this j is a non-static variable. Only for static variables only you can find the static keyword. For non-static, you won't find the non-static word there. Remember that. And whenever you are taking down the static keyword, please make a note of it. S must be small. All the lower cases, no uppercase in the static keyword. Static, S also smaller letter. STATIC. Okay. So when coming to this access modifier, in the methods, so basically in Java point of view, we have 4 access modifiers. Four access modifiers, 4 types. Public, private, protected, and default. So these are the 4 different types of access modifiers that we have. First of all, just remember or recognize what are the access modifiers and how many types are there, and I will go more deeper about access modifier in the further classes. So until and unless, please try to use this public only. Please try to use the public keyword only.